Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Accomplishment Coaching is proud to present the following fine programming. Accomplishment Coaching, where coaches lead and leaders coach. AccomplishmentCoaching.com.
Welcome to Leadership Insights Radio.
Thanks for listening in. I'm Wade Taylor, and this is another episode in our series of 2020 Business Vision, where we're inviting in thought leaders from multiple industries, mostly throughout San Diego, to share their forecasts and insights for this exciting year that we have coming up. And so in this episode, I'm happy to be joined by Lars Helgeson. He's the CEO and founder of GreenRope. GreenRope provides a complete CRM solution, and as they declare on their website, everything your business needs for maximum growth and efficiency. So welcome to the microphones, Lars.
Thanks for having me, Wade.
Alrighty, so let's just kind of jump into it. The time races by, and you've got a lot of really good insights. And so people have some context, though, where those insights are coming from. Tell us a little bit about how your business impacts your customers.
So we are a CRM platform, a software system, software as a service, where everything is integrated. So we take a more holistic view about how business should run. Because most people that run businesses know that there are different departments in your business. You've got people doing sales, you have people doing marketing, you may be doing customer service, you may be doing all those things if you're an entrepreneur.
Right.
But there's different functions. And
different hats that need to be acknowledged.
Exactly. And you may host events, you may go to trade shows. I mean, there's all kinds of things that are happening in your business. You may need to do client onboarding or employee onboarding, whatever. All those things, usually they sit in their own little world. There's different software that does, sales management for email marketing or text message marketing, and you've got other people doing customer service. You've got things on your website, videos, all these different channels that you're communicating with people on, and typically that's different software. And the biggest challenge that businesses face is how do you pull all that data together, that information together in a meaningful way? And we solve that by having a single unified platform that includes all of that in one platform. So you don't have to hire developers for APIs. You don't have to figure out how to have different pieces of software talk to each other. It's all built in one system.
Right, and one thing that does to give you a nice perspective is it keeps you going from the granular, how is this going to execute by the staff, but you're also at 30,000 feet going, okay, I need to see the holistic image. Right. I need to understand how the pieces move together.
Right.
And I really love the insights that you shared with me over the years that vision allows you. So as you're taking that 30,000-foot view, while not forgetting the soldiers on the battlefield, what are some trends or new innovations you're seeing coming down the pike in 2020 that you really want to alert our attention to, have us focus on?
Well, there's a couple things. I think one of the biggest things that we're seeing is sort of a change in the landscape of how people communicate. And this has been happening gradually over the last 10, 15 years, where people are migrating generally away from email and on a consumer level. People still do email as their primary mode of communication between business to business, that kind of communication. But typically, when you talk about, especially millennials that have no purpose for doing anything in business, they're all on social media. They're using WhatsApp, Viber, Telegram, their own text messaging, whatever. They're doing their own method of communication, and so as a CRM, if you're a business and you're targeting those people, emailing them to death is not going to get them to do anything. And so what we want to do is broaden the way our CRM works, and we do this now. But a lot of what we have to do is educate people into communicating through different media, where you're not necessarily going to be sending a lot of emails. You may be doing a lot of text messaging. And what kind of text messaging do you do? How do you manage the permission for that? How do you target your messages? How do you personalize them? Doing things like voice broadcast. So if you want to send a message out and you want to have it be either recorded MP3 or you've got a text-to-speech kind of thing where you're trying to distribute information over a phone call. That's a different method of communication. But if you don't have those fully integrated with your CRM, that's another piece of information that could be missing. Same with like, if you have inbound call management. So people call you and they may call you because they have questions on, whatever they're talking. They want to have a sales call or they want to have a customer service call, whatever. That information needs to get captured. The fact that there was the call, what was the call about? How do you record that call? How do you get that information into a CRM so that in the future, if you want to follow up with that contact or you want to see how things are progressing with the deal you're working on, you can look up that information and it's not into some tiny black hole that you're never going to be able to access. It's right there in the CRM.
Right. We could have a whole hour-long discussion on the power of automation and these great new tools that are liberating the sales staff to focus on the human element. But I do like your focus on we've brought them into our world through maybe a phone call, through some touch point. We've got some capacity of tracking that relationship. But when it's time to go outbound, we truly need to, as we look across the range of platforms out there, focus on, well, where is my customer? Which platform do I need to be focused on?
Right.
So talk to us a little bit about how the business owner can ascertain that, because you can't, you both have to be everywhere, but then at the same time, you really can't be everywhere. That's
Right.
too overwhelming.
Right, and you don't want to tell a business owner, "Hey, boil the ocean, do everything."
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
there's just not that many hours in the day. They don't have an unlimited budget. So, so what we really need to do is what I always when we meet with customers and we talk to them about how to get their CRM set up correctly, we always talk to them about taking a little bit of a step back. And you're talking about the 30,000-foot view before. And a lot of it is understanding, well, how does your business actually work? And so one of the best things you can do is something called customer journey modeling, where you take a step back and you say, okay, how is my customer going to get in touch with me? How are they going to learn about me? Then what happens? And then planning for that entire journey of the customer, from how they first learn about you to how they investigate more information. Does that mean that they're going to have a phone call with somebody on your team, or do they need to be sent some piece of information? Maybe it's a PDF or whatever. How does that process work? And then how do you personalize that process for people? So meaning that a little bit more than just saying, "Hi, Wade, I'm so glad you stopped by our
Right.
website," but more like, I know that Wade was on this site, he spent this amount of time, was looking at this product. Now that I know that about him, how do I want to tailor how I communicate with that person? Now, you should be able to set up automation based on what you know about that person. And so the more you can automate without replacing the human element when the human element is needed.
Right.
So it's a matter of stepping back and figuring out, how do you actually communicate in the way that makes most sense? So if I'm selling you a B2B type product, I'm selling you something for your office or a service or something, email is likely to be a common kind of way of communicating. So because you probably on your email, because you do that for a lot of B2B communication. If you're talking to a millennial who you're trying to sell a widget or a thing or I don't know, a new filter on Instagram, whatever.
Right.
Sending them an email is probably not the way to do it. So then you have to think about, well, okay, if I need to send a message to them, if I need to send a text message to them, how do I encourage them to give me their phone number? How do I do that if it's going to be by text message? If it's by another platform, how do I give them to give me my, is it the WhatsApp handle or the Viber handle, whatever? How do you get that information from them? Because it's always a matter of give and take. It's saying, I'll give you this for free, and whatever that is, some sort of value, or maybe before they pay, or whatever that exchange is, you have to figure out what that is, and then how do you encourage them to do that?
Right.
And be relevant.
Yeah, I love the information. Just the time races by. So one of the big takeaways I'm going to have here is you need to step back and look at the customer journey and meet them where they are. So in about a minute, how would you summarize that call to action? What's the thing that you want people to really focus on as they're understanding there's more than just email?
It really comes down to understanding your customer and listening and paying attention. So some of that inherently, empirically, for sort of qualitatively, by knowing your business. You've been running it for a while, or you have an idea about what you're selling and how you think people are going to sell, but you don't have all the answers, and that's an important thing. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing business. You will learn from your customers when you start listening to them and you start looking at what pages are they on your website, what videos are they watching, what emails do they respond to, what text messages do they respond to, how are they, when they call you, what are they asking for, how much time does it take to close a deal, how many calls does it take to close a deal. I mean, all these questions you should be able to look at your CRM and be able to pull in within a minute. But if you don't have the right tools, you can't answer those questions. And so you end up getting, I mean, there's a whole rash of huge companies that have been bankrupted. Sears, Forever 21, whatever, all these giant companies. And there's obviously a lot of factors at play, but ultimately they lost touch with their customer.
Yeah, so a CRM tool like Green Rope allows them to engage that prospect before they actually reach out and engage them to be a customer.
Right, and learn as that happens and adapt.
Alrighty. And so with a little under a minute left, is there anything that you, above and beyond that you wish people would either start or stop doing in 2020?
I think the biggest thing that that companies really fall for in a trap for is understanding the total cost of ownership when they invest in something, whatever it is. A lot of times companies will focus on, well, I can save X dollars if I go with this free tool. You know, maybe I can use a free email marketing tool and I can use spreadsheets. Wouldn't that be great? But they lose sight of the fact that the labor required to make all that happen is way more expensive than anything they would pay for in an integrated platform.
People always undervalue their own time.
Exactly.
And they just look at dollars. So great advice. You can learn more than this and all that they do at greenrope.com, So I'm appreciating this great advice from Lars Helgeson. He is the CEO and founder. And we're going to be back next time with more great information here on Leadership Insights Radio, powered by WSRadio.com. We are the worldwide leader in Internet commerce.
If you heard that sound, you probably are eligible for insurance from Navy Mutual, insuring the men and women of the Navy, Marines, and Coast Guard. Here's what one policyholder, retired Navy Commander Thomas Dade, had to say.
Navy Mutual is the best insurance decision I ever made. I wish you had a savings plan available that earned the rates my Navy Mutual insurance has been earning.
Navy Mutual Aid Association, started by military members in 1879, serves active, reserve, and retired military today. Navy Mutual honors our military by providing them affordable life insurance with the features they need without fine print, sales fees, or military service restrictions. Value, integrity, trust, and stability are the cornerstones on which our commitment to you and your loved ones are built. Call Navy Mutual at 1-800-628-6011 or NavyMutual.org for your personal life insurance plan consultation. 1-800-628-6011 or NavyMutual.org. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve.
I've heard this is like one of the best pizza spots in town.
Yes, it is.
I'll do a slice of pepperoni, slice of vegetarian.
You got it.
And I will pay for all of that in 3 days.
In 3 days?
What's that mean? Well, wait, you accept credit cards. That money's not going to hit your account for 3 days anyway.
I need my money quicker.
At Chase, we hear you. With Express Funding, card payments are in your Chase account the next business day. Go to chase.com/expressfunding. Chase for business, so you can.
Compensated participation. All businesses are subject to credit approval. Not all clients are eligible for next business day funding, and additional terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
Hi, Scale listener. This is David Finkel, co-host with Jeff Hoffman of Scale Your Business. I wanted to let you know that our newest book, Scale, was just released and to encourage you to get your copy. The book will give you 7 proven principles to grow your business and get your life back. If you've ever wanted to grow your business, but held yourself back from fear that it would take over your life, then we urge you to get your copy of Scale today. It'll give you a proven roadmap for rapidly growing your business while also gaining more personal freedom. Scale will help you work less by getting your business to produce more. Scale is for every entrepreneur who ever wondered if they really own their business or if their business owns them. Get your copy online or at your local bookseller. For more information, visit us online at scaleyourbusinesstoolkit.com. That's scaleyourbusinesstoolkit.com.
Maybe a couple of thousand On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.